Welcome to the NPT Seren Summer School. My name is Karen Thomas, the NPT Seren Coordinator. Since March, we have entered a very different world from the one that we have been used to, and many things have changed. One thing I hope that has not changed are your aspirations and your desire to pursue your chosen career. With that in mind, we took the decision not to cancel the NPT Seren Summer School, but instead to have an event that could be digitally accessed. As a digital event, we are able to put on more workshops and therefore offer you more advice and guidance. With the help from academics in Bath University, Oxford University and Swansea University, we have been able to put together a programme that will help with your transition from Year 12 into Year 13 and prepare you for the applications that you will be making. Also on this video is advice and guidance from our current Seren students in Year 13 and our ex-Seren students, which will give you plenty of tips on what you should be doing over the summer. And look out for the final video on Friday with tips and guidance on what to do over the summer from Dr. Matthew Williams at Oxford University. I hope you enjoy the workshops that you've signed up for and that the advice and guidance you get is beneficial to you. And finally, don't forget to join the introductory session at 12:15 today, where we will go over the etiquette for the week, but also it will give you a chance to test out all the equipment before we enter the sessions. Thank you and enjoy the summer school.
Hello everybody, and welcome virtually to St Joseph's in Port Talbot, Croeso I Ysgol St Joseph. I'm James Torrance and I'm an assistant head teacher and Seren coordinator at the school. Now, if this year had gone as planned for any of us, I'd be welcoming you this week in person to St Joseph's and the Neath Port Talbot Seren Summer Conference. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be. However, we've been able to go virtual, and this week brought together sessions and practitioners from some of the country's leading universities. These sessions will either set you up to begin your university planning or supplement activities that you're already involved in. I would encourage you all to really use the time this week and throughout the summer to do as much thinking, planning and researching of your post-18 options as possible, because I can assure you that September, the start of Year 13, Oxbridge applications, admissions tests and many other deadlines will be here before you know it. But you don't have to take my word for it. We now have some short videos from students who were in your position this time last year. So on behalf of St Joseph's and my colleagues in Ysgol Gyfun Yslefera and Neath Port Talbot College, I want to thank our contributors this week and you for taking part, and hope that you find it beneficial.
Hi, I'm Seren and I study biology, chemistry, government and politics and Welsh Bac at A-level, and in the autumn I hope to attend Bristol University to study an integrated Masters of Biochemistry. It's fair to say that this time last year I had a different opinion of what I'd be studying in uni, but it's completely okay to throughout the summer to research and maybe chop and change between. I was lucky enough to be able to attend University College London on a medicine scholarship, and it was absolutely great to attend. I met so many lovely people, I was able to gain so much knowledge, I was able to gain work experience within surgery. I also was able to attend Bristol University on the Sutton Trust Summer School, and this was really helpful to me because despite it being a biomedicine stream, it included many other different disciplines, one of them being biochemistry, and it was there where I fell in love with biochemistry and found it allowed me to find that it was more suited to my strengths, more suited to my personality and what I wanted to do in the future. One thing I would suggest to you to do is, when it's possible to attend open days, definitely go to them because it allows you to get the feel for the university. And also as well, I used to hunt out the head of admissions for the course I was looking at, and I would ask them questions like, do you have any recommended reading or do you have any recommended research I can do? Because this would allow them to look for it on your personal statement, and they'll be giving you information that they think is really interesting and they would actually look for and be impressed by. Not only this, but I would relate the course structure to what I had studied at university, so I could relate it and show I want to build upon this knowledge further, and I already have a little basic understanding of what I'll be doing in university. Not only this, but by doing some extra reading and research, I used to like looking at the New Scientist magazine because this would cover a wide disciplines of science, and I'd be up to date with all the new things going on within the world. And it's really good to show that you're willing to go that extra mile on your personal statement and putting in that research as evidence in your interest. One thing I think I would suggest to you, and maybe I thought I could have done differently, is do your personal statement throughout the summer, but do it little by little. Don't stress over it. Everything pieces together really nicely in the end if you just do it little by little. Carry on doing some reading for your year 13 studies, because you'll have a bit of a leg up when it comes to doing so. Don't spend hours and hours on everything. It'll all piece together nicely in the end within the summer. And remember the stuff you enjoy doing, and remember the stuff you love, because it'll give you that nice release and help you enjoy yourself. Everything works out in the end, and if you put the work in, you will most likely be going to where you want to go. So thank you. I hope this helps, and I wish you the best of luck within the future. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Grace, and I study biology, chemistry and math at St Joseph's Sixth Form in Talbot. I'm hoping in September to study pharmacology at Cardiff University. I was lucky last year to be accepted into the Young Global Scholars programme at Yale University, and I personally think the summer schools are an amazing way not only to learn about university life, but also to learn about your degree or something you may be interested in. Something useful that I found are TED Talks and podcasts. They're amazing for widening your knowledge about your degree or topics surrounding it, and amazing for putting on your application for university. University websites are also extremely useful when looking into your degree, looking about what you may be learning or about different grades you may need to be accepted into that uni. I think it's definitely worth making an account on student rooms, not only to question different students, but to know that if you're worried or anxious, there's people in the same boat as you to talk to. Visiting uni open days is so important, and it's even more important to ask as many questions as you can and be that person in the room with your hand up in the air, asking them about statistics of how many people go into jobs after that degree, or even how many people are accepted onto that course and the likelihood of someone studying your subjects to be accepted onto that course. These are all really good things to ask, and just make sure that you were there and putting your hand up, even if it's virtual or online, or even if you're emailing them. Something that I wish I'd done a bit sooner is start my uni application. You may think that it'll be easy and it's only a certain amount of words, but for the amount you want to put in and the amount you want to impress that person from their university, it's just not enough. So get it done, and you've got plenty of time now to focus on it, so that's what I would be doing. I think an important thing for all of you to remember is you're all on your own journey, and never compare your journey to somebody else's, because you're all aspiring to do different things, and most of you are aspiring to do different jobs and study different things at university. You're all on your own journey, so just focus on yourself and believe in yourself. And as Christiana would say, and I want you to remember this, you are doing amazing, sweetie. I hope you're all well and safe. Take care. Bye.
Helo, fe enw I yw Lowri, dwi'n disgwyl blwyddyn 14 yn Slefera, a dwi wedi derbyn cynnig I astudio hanes yn Rhydychen. Hi, my name's Lowri, I'm a Year 13 student at Slefera, and I've received an offer to study Ancient and Modern History at Oxford. The summer before I started Year 13, I tried to take advantage of the time that I had to explore things outside of what I was learning in history lessons in school. I'd really recommend doing this for whatever subject you're looking at studying, as finding your specific interests can really help while looking at different courses at possible unis and then narrowing them down to finding the ones that will best suit you. Even during lockdown, things like books and essays are easily available online or relatively cheap through Amazon, and places like Netflix and YouTube have some really great documentaries on a bunch of subjects. One thing I would highly recommend if you're looking at studying history is the History Today magazine. You do have to pay for this, but I found it great for dipping into aspects of history that I just wouldn't have come across otherwise, and for helping me to understand the subject as a whole. The one thing that I wish I'd done that summer was start my personal statement earlier. Believe me, do not expect to be able to write this in one sitting or to be able to find it easy to write. The best advice that I was given was to write a list of everything you think you might want to include, and then over a period of a couple of weeks, write a paragraph on each of those things. That way, when you do sit down to write the whole thing, you've already got everything you need, and it's just a matter of sliding everything into place and polishing it off until you're happy with it. This is so much easier than looking at a blank page and trying to start from the very beginning. Starting early is particularly important if you're aiming to apply by the October deadline. It will make sure that you get everything done in time and will help you manage the stress. I hope this was helpful and that you're keeping well during this difficult time, and good luck as you go into year 13.
Helo, fy enw I yw Asia Hoyle a dwi'n gynisgybl o ysgol gyfun Ystalyfera. Ar hyn o bryd, fi yn fynyddydd flwyddyn yn astudio Meistr Integraddedig Bioleg a Fioleg Moral am Mhrifysgol Southampton. Hello, my name is Asia Hoyle and I'm a former pupil from Ysgol Gyfun Ystalyfera. I'm currently in my third year of studying an integrated Masters in Biology and Marine Biology at the University of Southampton. The entry requirements for my degree were 2 A's and a B, and I achieved 3 A stars and an A at A level. In the summer holidays between Year 12 and Year 13, I was lucky enough to get a Nuffield research placement at the School of Earth and Ocean Sciences at Cardiff University. I spent my time collecting data about earthquake-induced landslide formation and development, and the data from this was used to develop an app called ShakeSlide, which is now able to predict where landslides will form after an earthquake and save people's lives. My research was entered into the Big Bang competition, and as a result I became one of the UK Young Scientist of the Year finalists in 2017. This experience was really beneficial because it improved my confidence levels when public speaking, scientific writing, and consolidated the fact that I wanted to pursue a career in scientific research. The following summer, I took part in a summer school run by Swansea University's Science for Schools scheme. This is called S4. And it taught me more about university life and accommodation and various other things that I'd not considered before. Last summer, I spent my time conducting research at the Centre for Underutilised Crops at the University of Southampton. I spent my time amplifying and preparing samples of DNA for sequencing, and this research will be used to improve sustainable crop growth in a changing environment. Since starting university, I've become one of the Santander 100 Big Ideas winners. I volunteered with Crowdfight COVID-19, which is an international group which aims to aid scientists in their fight against the coronavirus. I was given the opportunity to translate a survey from English to Welsh, and this is now being used in international research. I'm also part of the Coronavirus Tutoring Initiative, where university students offer tuition to those studying GCSE and A-level who may not otherwise get tuition, and it stops them falling behind with their schooling in this current climate. This summer I'll also be taking part in the Unique Plus Oxford Summer School, which aims to improve access to postgraduate study. Right now, I'm working on my dissertation, which involves understanding which genes play a role in eye development in box jellyfish, and this hopes to understand how vision and eyes evolved. Next year, I'm going to be looking at the evolution and development of crustacean immune systems and applying this to reducing the prevalence of disease in the aquaculture industry. And after this I'd like to pursue a PhD. For those who are about to apply to university, I'd really strongly recommend summer schools, research placements and any other kind of work experience you can get, as it really helps you to understand what you do and don't like about your subject, and I think this is really important before committing to it at university. I'd also look at physically going to open days at university, which gives you the opportunity to ask questions to lecturers and students. I think one of my biggest regrets is not asking more questions and doing more work experience at the time to help you understand more about the course. I was actually unsure about my subject choice, and on results day I switched from geology and physical geography to biology and marine biology, so if you are still unsure, it's still possible to switch subjects. But don't be afraid to ask any questions to lecturers and students, and even email people in companies and in your industry to gain more information. If you're unsure what to ask current students what they wish they'd known when they were in your shoes before starting the course. I'd also recommend looking at resources on the Nuffield website, S4, Unique, and there are several other resources online that can help you make your decision. To finish, I'd like to say that university is one of the most exciting times of your life, and although it might seem really daunting, try and enjoy the whole experience of open days, work experience, and just understanding more about your subject. I think the most important thing is being really passionate about your subject, and I don't think you can go far wrong if you've got that. Good luck with your university applications and stay safe. Pob lwc gyda'ch ymgeisiadau prifysgol a cadw'n ddiogel. Diolch yn fawr.
My name is Aaron Williams. I studied biology, chemistry, maths and physics at A level in Neath College, and I recently got an offer to study medicine at Cambridge University, providing that I get 2 A stars and an A at A-level. And I've been asked to talk to you a little bit about how I spent last summer to help me prepare for my university application. So I spent a lot of time last summer trying to make sure that I got a strong university application and just trying to improve it as much as I could. So I tried to sort of experience a lot and reflect on what I'd learned and how that could help me in my course. So I'd already written up a personal statement draft, and I'd spent a lot of time making sure I knew a lot about everything that I'd mentioned. So especially in Oxford and Cambridge, but in a lot of places where they do interviews, and for a lot of subjects where you need interviews, they will use things you write about in your personal statement to quiz you on. So if I mentioned something about immunology, I would make sure to have sort of read around about immunology a little bit, so that if they mentioned it, I wasn't just making stuff up, that I actually knew a little bit more about it and could elaborate if asked. I went on a couple summer schools. I did the Seren Jesus College in Oxford summer school. That was great. I'm not sure if they're still doing that this year with everything that's going on, but if they are and you can still apply, it's certainly worth it. I also did a medicine-specific summer school in University College London. That was pretty good as well. I weirdly preferred the non-medicine specific one because I think it gave me more of an idea of what studying in university was going to be like, because we actually had more lectures and that kind of thing, which was really fun, and you met a lot of cool people. The most important thing I did, and the thing that I would advise you do more than anything else, if you only do one thing I suggest in this entire video, it's read around your subject. Just having a sort of basic knowledge about a lot of the stuff that surrounds your subject is really helpful, especially at interview. Being able to just have a lot of books to draw on and just saying, oh yeah, I read something about that here is really useful. And obviously it's going to help you when you actually go to study your subject, because you will have a base knowledge. And plus reading is fun. If you're doing medicine, there's a lot of great books I can recommend about practicing medicine and some of the more sciencey stuff. So you have like stuff like Now This Is Gonna Hurt by Adam Kay, which is a sort of funny set of diaries he wrote when he was a junior doctor. And then you have the more dense stuff like Emperor of All Maladies, a biography of cancer by some guy whose name I can't pronounce. I could give book recommendations all day, but the most important thing in that vein is probably just looking up reading lists and book recommendations for your subject and even for the university, because there are going to be thousands online for each different subject, and then just look at them, see what books stand out to you. You don't have to read them all, and it's most important that you get ones that you're actually going to read in the first place, because it's all, you know, well and good me telling you what to read, but if you fall asleep 2 pages in, then it's not helping anybody. It's better to have a, you know, year 3 picture book, basics of your subject, and have read it and learned something, than have, you know, a tome the size of the Eiffel Tower and just know that you like the cover. I also try to maintain some basic knowledge of the stuff I'd learned at AS. I can imagine the motivation to do that is probably quite low right now, but trust me, it's worth it. This stuff does come up. Obviously, you don't need to know it as well as you would have at AS, but it does come up in the A2 exams, so, you know, it's useful to have it, you know, rocking around in your memory somewhere. And the thing I kind of wish I'd done more of is reading ahead and being more aware of what was coming up in my subjects, and sort of figuring out ways of revising that would be more useful, because spending some more time thinking about how you revise is actually a really good use of your time, especially when you haven't got anything that you need to learn right now. That's pretty much it. So, you know, good luck. I hope everything goes well. I know it's a bit rocky right now, but just keep at it and just keep trying to learn as much as you can, and also just take care of yourself. It's important to not be having a terrible time.
Hello, my name is Chantal Davis, and I studied English Literature, French and History at Neath Talbot College. I have an offer for English Language and Literature from the University of Oxford. My offer is for 3 A grades at A level. During my summer, before I began A2, I attended summer schools held both at Oxford University and Swansea University, as well as attending a variety of conferences and workshops to better prepare for university and study effectively. The most beneficial activity that I did before beginning A2, and applying to university was make a first draft of my personal statement and research the application process for both UCAS and the University of Oxford. I also read the books that I was going to study at A2 for coursework and for exams. For example, I began to read the novel Kiff Kiff Demain in preparation for A2 French to ensure that I had a better understanding of the novel and to ensure that I would have more time to make notes for my exams on this book. I regret not making notes on more of the topics and books that I studied, for example, for English literature, as this would have been useful and would have saved a lot of time when it came to revising at A2. My advice would be to find online conferences, podcasts, courses, such as those through the Open University, to expand your knowledge. I recommend keeping a book journal, regardless of which subjects you are studying, as this will help you when writing your personal statement. Above all, it is important not to overwork yourself and to enjoy the summer too, especially with the current climate. Keep safe, have fun, and good luck at A2.